Hello, readers. How are you? Welcome back. Today we're going to read another book about spring, and this one's called Finding Spring by Karen Berger. And I bet as we read this story, you're going to notice some things that are very similar to Fletcher and the Springtime Blossoms. Maybe not exactly the same, but very similar. And when you're making those ideas, what you're doing is you're making connections between the two stories. You're making a book to book connection. So today and tomorrow, as we read this story, Finding Spring, try to think back to Fletcher's book as well. And let's try to think about what makes these books similar. A book to book connection. Good readers are always trying to connect to themselves, book to self, or book to book to help them understand the story even better. Okay, let's get started. Finding Spring by Karen Berger. Oh, I'm already seeing a lot of flowers. The forest was growing cold. Mama said that soon it would be time to sleep, but all Maurice could think about was his first spring. Spring, 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 he sang as they filled up on berries. Oh, they're eating a lot of berries right now. I wish it was spring right now, Maurice told Mama. Waiting is hard, she said. Right now, it is time to sleep. I'm just going to pause the story there for a second. You might be able to make a book to self connection right now. We're waiting to go outside, aren't we? We're stuck inside our houses, and that's hard also. Waiting is hard. So if you feel a little bit like Bear right now, who's waiting for spring and you're waiting to go outside and play again, you're making a book to self connection. All right, let's keep reading. Maybe you will dream about spring, Mama whispered. Soon she was softly snoring, but Maurice was wide awake. I'll go find spring, he said. Gosh, I don't know if it looks like spring. They have their scarves on. Looks like they're ready to go for a big sleep. Is that spring? And off he went. Oh my goodness, he's going off by himself. Hope he's going to be okay on his own. Everyone in the forest was busy. I'm looking for spring, Maurice told Squirrel. That might take a while, Squirrel chattered, trying to carry a large acorn. I'm looking for spring, he told Rabbit. Not yet, Rabbit giggled before dashing into a warm burrow. Deer didn't even look up from her grass. Hey, wait a minute, readers. Have a look at all these characters. I see there's a squirrel and a rabbit. There's a bird. Didn't we have some of those same characters in our Fletcher story? They're not exactly the same, are they? But they're similar. Book to book connection. Let's keep going. I'm looking for spring, he told Robin. Everything in its time, Robin said. And then she flew south. Now, do you remember those other birds? They had just come back from the south when it was springtime. But this bird's about to go south. So, what season do you think all the animals are getting ready for? I don't know if it's spring. What do you think? The woods smelled smoky, and there was something new and tangy in the air. I smell spring, said Maurice, and he hurried along. Gosh, I wonder, what is Maurice smelling? Could it be spring flowers? Suddenly, Maurice felt an icy sting on his nose. Is that spring? He asked. A beautiful crystal landed on his paw. Spring! The crystal disappeared, But soon there was another and another. Maurice chased after them. Spring was hard to catch. He chased them past dry leaves, past bare branches, over a frozen stream. Hey, wait a minute, readers. What's happening right now? It's snowing, isn't it? Didn't we have snow in our Fletcher story? Or at least Fletcher thought it was snow, wasn't it? It wasn't really snow, it was blossoms. But we're talking about snow in both books. Book to book connection. Let's see what happens next. All the way to the great hill. Wow, said Maurice. Now look at all those snowflakes coming down. Different than the other story, right? Not the blossoms this time. All right. Spring, spring, I found spring, he sang as he scooped up a bit to take home. Oh my goodness, he's going to take some of that snow home with him in his scarf. Oh, little Maurice. All right, readers, we're going to stop here for now, and I want you to predict what's going to happen now. He's going to bring that snow with him, or he calls it spring. And what do you think is going to happen in the rest of this story? Can you go ahead and make a prediction with someone close to you? Think about what you learned in the last story. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow for the rest of the book. Bye.